for energetic alignment with the Mojo that is your power, your freedom, and your most delicious life. So go ahead, grab your morning beverage of choice, and let's do it. So let's start with our check-in. And today I have a new question for you to ask yourself. As you place your hand over your heart and take a breath and a moment to check in with yourself, I want you to ask yourself, am I taking care of myself? Am I taking care of myself? Really notice, are you well nourished? Are you well rested? Have you been moving your body lately? And if the answer is no to any of those questions, it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes life gets busy and we lose sense of really taking care of ourselves first, of really taking inventory and noticing and putting things in place. And so when we notice that we've veered off track and we're not really taking excellent care of ourselves, this is the opportunity. This is the moment where we can shift that, when we can step back toward taking care of ourselves, making sure that the basics are covered first and foremost, that we're well nourished, well rested, and that we're moving our bodies. And then taking a look at other aspects also of what it means to take care of ourselves. Maybe also taking a look at our space, our immediate space. Have I been taking care of my space around me so that it serves me in a way that meets my needs? So I want to invite you to just reflect on that for a few moments. First, just checking in, like, where is it at? Have I been taking care of myself? And then shifting slowly into, well, what's one thing that I can do today to take care of myself just a little bit better? All right, so go ahead and close your eyes for a moment. I encourage you to put a hand or two over your heart. Take a deep breath in through your nose, letting it out slowly through the mouth. How are you doing? Are you taking care of you? What is your body telling you? What is your mind telling you? What is your heart telling you? And what we're going to do is we're going to just notice. We're going to notice what comes up in this moment. And now we're just going to see what pops up, like what bubbles up as an idea, as a tiny step, as a tiny action we could take to better care for ourselves today. What is a small thing you can do? Like maybe it's taking just like a 5-minute break to close my eyes and feel my body, just taking kind of like a mindful rest. Or maybe it looks like packing myself a healthy lunch. Maybe it looks like calling a friend and just having a little bit of connection. What's one small thing you can do for you today? All right, now take another deep breath in. Let it out slowly through your mouth. Wonderful. So great to check in. It's so great to just notice where we're at, to remind ourselves the importance of it. All right, so one thing that's been on my mind lately is the importance in relationships to have the freedom and the safety to express what's working for us and what's not working for us. I noticed recently in an interaction that I had that there was some fear that came up within me in expressing a preference, expressing perhaps really even, it was more of like a boundary about my space and how I like to be approached in my space. And there was a little voice inside me that said, you're being too picky. You're being too, I don't know, like maybe uninviting. And I almost didn't share because of that. I almost didn't make a request. And then there's also the fear of, if I share this thing, if I share my request of how I would like to be approached in my space, how is the other person going to receive it? Are they going to be okay with it? Are they going to be hurt by it? Are they going to be offended by that request? Is there space then in that relationship for me to express what's going on within me? And I've just been thinking so much about that really, I can almost take a look at the quality of my relationships in that small aspect. If I take a look at my relationships and I ask the question, in this relationship, do I have the safety and the freedom to express something that's not working for me, or to make a request of something that I would like to have different in our interactions? And if I'm fearful, if I notice that I suspect the other person might not be okay with me making that request or expressing that I didn't like something, then maybe my relationship is not in as healthy of a state as I would like. And so if we're wanting to create meaningful, enriching, fulfilling relationships, we want to take a look at this aspect. We want, and maybe one of the ways that we can start creating that is to bring this topic up in your relationship. And it can be any sort of relationship. It could be a romantic relationship, but it could be a friendship. It could be a relationship with a parent. It could be a relationship with a coworker. And just, kind of checking in, saying, hey, for me, it's important to have that openness and that freedom to express what's not working, perhaps. And seeing how the other person responds to it. Sometimes we are really fearful of what if the other person isn't open to this, or they're not liking this? And we don't check. We don't investigate. We don't really see if that's true or not. This idea, this assumption, this thought that's in our mind about how they might respond. So really bringing it up in conversation is a useful way to get connected to what is actually there, how they actually feel and how they actually think about a particular topic. So something to keep in mind, a great way to check on our relationships in this particular aspect. I hope that felt useful, and I'm really curious to hear if any of you go out and actually have these conversations, if you bring up this topic of, hey, I'd like to be able to know that we can both express something that's not working for us in the relationship, or requests we might have, and knowing that it is a safe place to do that you won't get angry at me, or you won't be, hurt by me expressing something that I'm wanting to shift in our dynamic. Now, let me just add that it's totally valid for us to have reactions to each other and to what somebody else requests. So it's not about the lack of any response, but it's about having an agreement together that we're wanting honesty and openness and transparency in the relationship. And so that means that if somebody says something about a preference and the other person is uncomfortable with it at first, that's part of what we're going to work through together. That's part of this journey that we're on in expanding and furthering this dynamic in the relationship. Okay, so for our soul streaming segment today, what I had in mind was the feeling of encouragement, of being encouraged. And again, soul streaming is a process where we utilize our imaginations and our memories to energetically align with a particular emotion that we're wanting to feel more of. And so I'm going to start by closing my eyes, and I invite you to join me in this journey and close your eyes as well. Take a breath. move my shoulders a little bit. And now I'm going to take a look at what might I have experienced before that had me feeling really encouraged, really just like somebody was pulling for me, or really wanting me to move forward and was doing their best to offer me their energy to take a next step, whatever that might be. And instead of connecting or thinking about the actual situation, I'm just going to see if I can remember the sensations, the feelings, what it felt like. Right away, what shows up is just like back. Like I can just feel my back really clearly right now, because it's kind of, somebody having your back, somebody encouraging you, somebody supporting you and believing in you. That's what's there right away. So if I'm feeling encouraged, I'm feeling a sense of strength in my back. I'm feeling like there's something for me to do in the world, something to be up to, like a purpose or a mission, that my life has meaning, and that I get to share that in the world. I get to be active and engaged with the world, and that somebody else sees value in what I have to share with the world, and also cares about me feeling strong and empowered in that. Oh, it feels like being loved and seen and cared for. It feels like somebody else is excited about seeing me do well in the world. And that just, there's like this wave of warmth and joy, and also relief. I'm experiencing relief right now in that. It's like relief that somebody sees the good in me, somebody sees something special in me, and is reminding me that any setbacks or challenges are temporary, and that I have the resilience and the strength and the vision to persevere, to move forward, to lean into life. And they're so wanting that for me. It feels so beautiful, like such a gift, to know that somebody sees my future success. Like they can see it clearly now. They can see wonderful things happening for me and emerging from me as well. It feels really soothing. Again, I get that sensation of like a wave, warmth, being held. And now what's coming up is like this sense of being brave, of being courageous, of knowing that something might be challenging, or that I might start feeling some fear or insecurity, and that that's okay, that can be there, and I can do it anyway. I can step into it. That I have, somebody that has my back, somebody who's rooting for me, somebody who's my safety net in a sense. That even if I fail in this moment, or it doesn't turn out the way I expect in this moment, that it's part of a bigger picture, and that they'll be there to comfort me in the moment and then launch me forward again. There's this sense of like a back and forth, and knowing that as we move forward in life, it's not just like a clear up and up and up and up. It's more like a dance as we figure out this part and that part, and I was going in this direction, and oh, nope, it wasn't in that direction after all, so now I need to pivot, and I go weaving in and out through life, putting my best forward, putting my effort out there, and knowing that there is no such thing as a misstep. that every step I take, whether it turns out the way I expected or not, will lead me to the next step, will lead me to the next learning, the next expansion, the next insight of how to contribute more fully and more satisfyingly. It really leaves me in a space of like feeling sure of myself, like trust in me. Let's take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. And if you join me in that journey with your eyes closed, feel free to open them now. I hope you enjoyed that journey with me and you felt that alignment with encouragement, with feeling supported and really like loved as you're getting this this gentle nudge to take steps forward in your life, in doing what matters to you and what you care about. If you've enjoyed this and our time together today, I really hope you'll join me for How of Happy. How of Happy is our program. It's ongoing. There's a weekly class and we talk about topics like this. It's the interactive and in-depth version of this work right here. If you'd like to learn more, visit howofhappy.com or send me a text. Text the word happy to the number 518-328-4773 and I'll reply with a link so you can come join us in class and try it out for free and see if it's a good fit for you. All right. Thank you for joining me this morning to get your Monday mojo. And now as you go back out into the wilderness of your week, I really hope you stay connected to the source of your feelings, the preciousness of your presence, and your role as creator of your life experience. Have fun, and I'll see you next week.